I didn't end up seeing much of Mai that day, or the next. At first, I was a little worried that I wouldn't fit in without Mai to hang on to, but as the hours passed and the days went by, my worries faded away. After all, Jirard was always by my side. He was always worrying about me, always making sure I knew what references were referring to. Were referring to? Oh, okay. And that I didn't feel quite so lonely. He paid so much attention to me and was so kind, it was almost overwhelming. Jirard constantly did things for me, kept me in his thoughts. Meanwhile, here I was doing what? What was I doing for him? How was I helping him? As the weekend went on, I found myself questioning it more and more. There must be something I could do to help Jirard, but what? Finally, it was the night before we were set to go back to Asagao. And the days hanging out with Jirard in the normal boots club of sassing the hidden block club and secret nerf wars in the halls were over. Even the convention goers themselves drastically thinned out. Suddenly, it was possible to go to places without rubbing up against several sweaty strangers, and restaurant workers actually smiled at you when you ordered. I snuggled up under the blankets of my bed, just laying there enjoying the warmth and relaxation. The next day, everything would be gone. All the carefree fun, the lack of stress, the bonding, the new things and the excitement and the chance to spend so much time with Jirard. All of it would be gone. But that was okay. After the practice and knowledge I gained, I was more ready than ever to go back to Asagao and kick some hidden block ass. Oh my god. A real convention. What am I going to do while I'm there? Am I going to stand out? What if everyone wants to do something without me and I just have to wander alone? I'm so scared, but I'm so excited. Especially to spend time with Jirard outside of school. I'm exhausted and slightly paranoid. The train ride is almost over, the big city buildings looming before us. What will happen while we're there? I'm so nervous. So I'm pretty sure Mai met that hot movie star and ended up breaking his heart. She's got pictures with him and then he kept coming to our door. I had a heart attack, and then he was seen moping around the convention floor. Maybe I'm reading into this, but... Wow. How do I have so many points? What the heck? Witty hick? I giggled to myself, glad that Maya was at the last convention party of the trip. No doubt she'd have some wild stories to tell when I finally had time to see her. Someone knocked on my door, interrupting my thoughts. I glanced at the clock. 10 p.m. What could they want? I went to the door and stood on my tiptoes, peering through the peephole. Familiar spectacles greeted me through a fisheye view.
Satch.
Is something wrong? Is Jirard with you? I know you were hanging out a lot this weekend. Satch tried to peer past me into my room, but I shook my head. The last I saw of him was at dinner, and then I came back here. Is he okay? He hasn't come back yet, and I'm worried. He wanted to get some sleep. He wanted to get to sleep early so that he would be awake for the ride back.
What?
You don't think something happened to him, do you? No, he's probably fine. I'm just worried. I think we're going to look for him. Thanks for your help, Hana. Wait. I step into the hallway, pulling the door shut behind me. I'm coming with you. Thanks. That's an evil laugh. While Satch and the others searched inside the convention center, I walked up and down the street outside of it. Jirard said something about wanting to check out the shops nearby for Princess Pumpernickel, right? I walked from one end of the block to the other, and back again, too terrified of roaming the city alone to make much further. Surely he was somewhere around here, though. Surely he wouldn't have gone too far? Is that even him? What was that? Maybe it's a hobo. Oh no, are we about to get attacked by a homeless person? An odd snoring kind of noise was coming from just inside the alleyway to my right. Was it a homeless person, or... I swallowed heavily, heart pumping fast. If it was Jirard, and I just left him out here, he'd definitely get mugged. Mugged and beaten, and probably even kidnapped. Be strong, Hana, be strong. Be strong for Jirard. Ah, it's just sleepy Jirard. I tiptoed. the music. I tiptoed quietly into the alleyway. There, slumped against a brick corner, sat a sleeping Jirard. A small paper brown bag and what? A small. Is he drunk? What is going on? Jirard! I shook him by the shoulder, but he was completely non-responsive. I took out my phone to send a quick text to Satch, then I remembered I never got his number. You've known him for like weeks now and you haven't got his number? I squatted next to Jirard, slightly smacking him across the face. I didn't want to leave him there to go find the others. Maybe if I could wake him up? Jirard blinked heavily, staring sleepily at me.
Jirard.
I wonder if this would still happen if you chose to be with any of the other ones. I grabbed his hand and pulled him with all my might. We've got to get you back to your room, come on! He shook his head vigorously, clearly having no desire to leave his nice, comfy, abandoned alleyway slumped against a brick wall position. Jirard, come on! Dang. Oh, Nani. This time I smacked him hard across the face and his eyes opened. He turned to look at me and nodded thoughtfully. Are you coming? I gave his arm a tug and he got to his feet, nodding again. Okay. Come on, let me get you to your room. If there was anything I did that made me look like someone who needed to be immediately incarcerated, this was it. I was leading Jirard like a blind man, narrating the obstacles in the hall and trying to clarify exactly where I was taking him. Every time his eyelids drooped, I gave him a hard smack across the face. Wow. Hotel employees whispering behind their hands. I'm going to give you so much shit for this when we get back. Finally, I managed to pull him to his room and fished his keycard out of his pocket. Feeling like some kind of thief, which admittedly wasn't that bad of a feeling, I pushed him into his... What? Are you okay with being a thief? Jirard teetered on his feet like some kind of tower in the wind, and I nudged him towards the bed by poking him in the belly. Stop it! Stop it! You deserve worse than this for what you've put me through tonight. I pulled the sheets back and shoved him into bed. He curled up with a happy sigh. Stupid. He wrapped his hands around his pillow, and he buried his face into it, happy as a kid in a cloud. It was kind of hard to be angry at him when he was being like that. Silly. Oh, that's another thumbnail. Itty bitty kitties. I grabbed the edge of Jirard's blanket, carefully pulling it over his sleeping form. Thank you. Don't worry about it, Jirard. No, really. Thanks for being there for me. Jirard smiled into his pillow and slowly his breathing steadied out. Just like that, he was asleep. Silly kitty. An alarm clock up by the bed caught my eye, and I suppressed a giggle. An itty-bitty kitty alarm clock. He brought an IBK alarm clock with him. Of course he did.
Jirard.
You're the silliest person I've ever met. I gazed at his sleeping face. He looked so relaxed, so calm. I swept a lock of his hair from his forehead. Then I was seized with the impulse to kiss him, and my face flushed. Could I? No. He was sleeping. Get a grip on yourself, Hana. The door opened and a nervous Satch burst through.
Hana.
Oh, what if you were with Satch? Do you still do all of that? Ooh. Jirard, so you found him. One of the hotel staff told me a pink-haired girl was dragging a man with kittens on his shirt up to some room. I hoped it was you. It's a good thing we're leaving tomorrow. They'll probably all think I'm trying to kill you guys. Oh, definitely. Death by cuteness. Anyways, I need to get going. We've got to get up early tomorrow, you know. I do. Thanks for your help, Hana. You're a great friend. He grinned mischievously at me and I swallowed hard. What are you thinking? What are y'all thinking, Satch? So, see you tomorrow. I raced back to my room, face aflame. Was I really that obvious? Ugh. Satch was the worst. It was finally time to take the train back to Asagao. Mai and I woke up dead. So tired we didn't even bother changing out of our pajamas. We dragged our luggage to the hotel lobby, and I climbed into the lobby chairs, setting our foreheads against our knees. Why are they so tired? It's not even light outside. This is hell. It didn't take long for the others to show up, everyone except Jirard, Jirard, and Satch were still in their pajamas. PBG was clutching a pillow, and Jimmy was wrapped in a blanket like some kind of burrito blanket. I feel like that's a reference. We traveled to the train station like a herd of zombies, only Jirard and Satch sustaining conversation. Even though Jirard was dressed, he still looked like he'd shoot anyone who looked at him the wrong way. We piled into the train, barely noticing who was with who. I followed Jirard and Jirard into a compartment, and Mai followed me. Jared's eyes widened, but it was too late to escape. The train rumbled into motion, and away we went. Mai took a seat next to Jirard, and after he gave me a pleading look, I took a seat on the other side of her. The train rumbled steadily down the track, a lulling movement almost like the rocking of a carriage. Mai was quiet for once, eyes compulsively falling shut. I watched her struggle to stay awake, occasionally snapping her head up like dog. Occasionally snapping her head up like a dog. Like a dog trying to catch a fly, then falling lower again. Finally, her head lolled into Jared's shoulders, and she was fast asleep. Jirard glanced uncomfortably at her head, but even he wasn't rude enough to wake a sleeping girl. At some point, I noticed Jared's leg fidgeting. He looked supremely uncomfortable and kept glancing at the compartment door.
Jirard.
You okay?
Huh?
He peeled Mai's head off his shoulder, handed her limp form to me. I really, really need to pee. Please take care of her. Relieved of his burden, he dashed out the door. I tried to settle Mai on my shoulder, but no sooner had I leaned her against me than she fell directly onto my lap. Mai, are you... Yep. I guess everybody snores the same? Completely fine. A snort came from across the compartment. Jirard was clutching his mouth, trying hard to suppress his laughter. I shot him a glare. Hey, no worries. He shifted from his seat, now taking the open space next to me. You look just as tired as her. You can use my shoulder as a pillow if you want. Jirard smiled kindly at me, and again I found myself wondering what I did to deserve this from him. Was he being nice again just because? Did he want something from me? No, that's alright. I'm going to wait until we get back to Asagao.
Sure, I'll do what I can.
Okay, but if you need me, I'm right here. Yo! Jirard entered the compartment again, and after a brief glance at the three of us, took Jirard's old seat across the way. Good. Ice cold. I watched the trees speed past the train, my eyes getting heavier and heavier. But I could stay awake. Definitely. I wasn't tired at all. I wasn't... tired at all. Oh. A jolt shot me into alertness. I was leaning against something warm and soft. I pushed myself up, wiping drool off my face. Have a nice nap?
Jirard.
You look like you slept well. I flushed, and Mai giggled next to me, beside me. You were so cute the way you were snoring. No. I didn't mind it. Mai gave me a look, and I knew exactly what she meant by it. I would never live this down. And so, just like that, our convention getaway was over. Things were going back to normal. Normal booze. Ba-da-bow. Anyway, I gathered up my things and headed back to Asagao campus, avoiding Jirard's eyes the entire time. Oh, dang.